Hey everyone, Matt here from Docs Running, and today we're going to do a full video review of the Asics Novablast 3. Now, I have promised many people, as they have requested this multiple times, going, "Hey, Matt, you did an initial review. Would you please do a follow-up review?" So yes, I promise I'm going to try to do more of these as time allows. But here's our full review. I already did initial review. We've got a written review actually already on the website, but let's kind of do a little bit more talkative stuff. Let's get a video review out. So Novablast version 3, I was really enjoying it when I had the initial review. I am still enjoying it quite a bit. It is a great, lighter daily trainer. It is a little bit different from the previous versions, both because it's inherently a little bit more guided. It's not a stability shoe, but for those asking, yes, it's got a little bit better guidance, especially in the rear foot. The ride is a little bit different from the last version. Fit is nice. This knit is really nice. It was definitely snug at first, but then it stretched really well to kind of give me almost like, I hate the phrase sock-like fit, but it's been really good about that. Also worn it sockless a couple times, and it's actually worked really, really well. And it's just been really comfortable. It's been a great shoe to get miles on, and it hasn't bugged me like the last version, because the last version, there was a stiff heel counter. There wasn't as much heel collar padding here. It felt a little bit more aggressive, a little more unstable in the rear foot, and I did have an Achilles irritation wearing version 2. Version 3, I haven't had any of that stuff, and I think part of it is, yeah, there's a little more cushioning here. They've done the sidewalls a little bit better here, and it was noticeable immediately, and it's continued to be noticeable. The sole flaring is a little bit better in the way it seems to compress as you roll forward. It's just a smoother ride overall, but some other changes have happened where it's kind of not as aggressive as the last version. That's okay. So the foam, the newest Flytefoam Blast Plus, feels softer underfoot. It's got a nice amount of cush to it, a little bit of rebound, but it's mostly got cush and a nice roll forward. It's pretty stiff. I don't think there's a plate in here, but it's just got an inherently stiff ride throughout. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. So nice rolling right through, a lot of cush in the heel that I've noticed. Doesn't feel as fast. So I have tried to do some strides in this, tried one workout in it. Really isn't meant to this. Really meant to get mileage, long runs, which is done well on for both of those. Not as great as I shouldn't say workout, because somebody pointed out that a workout can just be any kind of activity. Not meant as a faster shoe is probably what I should say. A lot of people might enjoy this as a marathon shoe if you're looking for a daily trainer, kind of a lighter one to be a marathon shoe, but it's definitely more kind of for easier paces and longer efforts is probably the better way to say this. Why is that? Like I said, there's not as much bounce. It doesn't seem to be as aggressive as the previous version, but it makes it a lot more comfortable. Now, going toward guidance, which is the biggest question here. So yes, initially when I was running in the shoe, there's a little posterior flare here, which kind of pitched me a little bit quickly, but that broke in really well because this stuff is pretty soft. The sidewalls here are much better integrated into the foam, and I noticed that immediately. And it's not a stability shoe by any means, but the rear foot is much more stable than previous. I think the sole flare has done a better job of that. The sidewalls here do a good job, and the padded heel counter, where it's not as irritable in my Achilles, does a much better job of that kind of stuff. They're working on guidance, right? So the way this stuff has been designed is to kind of compress in the right way and roll you forward. It really does a good job of that. And it's really fun on longer miles. It's got that little bit of stiffness I've learned that I kind of like at the end of runs, where I'm starting to kind of fall apart and I can still push off a little bit. It's nice. Upper, as I mentioned, really soft and nice against the foot. It's a little snugger throughout, so it's not a wide shoe by any means. It took me a second for this to break in. It's kind of, if you have a narrower foot, you're going to like this. If you have a normal width foot and you like a slightly snug fit, you're going to like this because it provides, with the knit, a little bit more sock-like. Again, like I said, I hate that fit throughout here. It's really nice. It's fairly breathable. The knit can run a little bit warm when it gets really hot, but so do most shoes. It's been really nice. One of the big things I've noticed, because I've got about 45 miles on my pair, this is my left shoe. I barely have any wear. I have not been able to make even a significant dent in this outsole, and that's a really big deal. So kudos to Asics for doing durability really well, which I've noticed recently they seem to be doing quite well with durability. The Novablast 3 is no exception. It's done really well. The foam continues to break in even better as I run in it, and this shoe just gets better and better and better and better as I keep running in it. It's been really nice. Just to totally admit this, in terms of the specs, yes, it's an 8mm drop shoe. It's 38mm in the heel, 30 in the forefoot. For whoever called me out on YouTube saying, hey, did you just get those from the website they just posted from the old version? Yeah, I totally did. I should have checked myself better. You're totally right. So 8 millimeter drop. Now, not that it makes a huge difference, to be honest with you. As someone who lands pretty hard in the heel and compresses that, drop is going to vary, but slightly lower drop, still plenty of cushioning underfoot, and lighter. It's really nice. This is a great lightweight trainer. It's a shoe that I like, but it's really meant for those longer miles and daily miles. It's been really good. So to finally, again, summarize, is it a little bit more stable? Yeah. On the rear foot, is stability shoe? No. Is it lighter? Yes. Is the drop a little bit lower? Yes. Fits a little more snug, but it's been a really great training shoe so far. It is probably one of my top ones of the year. I'm not going to pick a favorite yet, just because we still have several months left of 2022, but it's been a great shoe, and I'm really impressed with Asics is doing. They've got some other stuff coming out that we're very, very excited to review, but I'm really excited that they keep moving things forward. And they're using a lot of the stuff that both we talk about and others in the industry are talking about to continue making better product for runners. And Asics, good job. We'll have more reviews of this kind of stuff. Check out our written review as well. We'll have some more videos, but again, this is what you're looking for in some of those questions. Hopefully I answered that. We'll have a lot of new material coming out. As always, checking us out on all the different social media websites. Bach is the master of taking care of that stuff. David's got some new really cool stuff coming out. Nathan's got some really interesting comments you should pay attention to. And the whole team is going to have some new podcasts and videos coming that'll keep providing the information that we like getting out there to help you make better decisions about running and your running shoes.